So this is going to be a message, hopefully to provide all of you with more information regarding spiritual protection and also grid work. So, just diving into things here, I'm going to connect with my guides and my angel team and just begin to bring forward those messages. I'm also going to connect with this beautiful sacred site here, Mother Earth. So, one of the messages that is coming through is the power of the breath and how breath can be utilized with sacred sites and connecting with your ancestors. So that is something that I will discuss. And also I will talk a little bit about the uses of essentially plants, trees, various essences, being in proximity to large trees, to ancient trees. Specifically, I'll be talking about the white cedar and how the cedar trees, the high frequency of the cedar can be used to actually really deeply cleanse the body and the aura. So I'll first talk about the AI and a little bit more about how to protect yourself from AI and how to clear yourself of attachments and clear your space and clear any sacred sites. So just diving into this here, something that you can do when you are working with spiritual protection is you can use etheric geometry to protect yourself. So what I mean by this is you can ask God, Source Creator, to project a white light pyramid over your home and building for all of today, providing you with the highest universal protection. So you are encoding the structure, the geometry of this form of protection, this pyramid, to give you protection for the entirety of the day. And that is something that you can call in directly from God's Source Creator, and you can call that in first thing in the morning to ensure that there are no entities or no lower vibrational beings that reside in your space. And if you do need to provide any cleansing then or clearing of some stagnant energies, then that is also something that the geometry will assist in. The white light pyramid is very powerful and it has the ability to cleanse and clear some of these lower vibrational energies. So you can, just by saying that I'm asking God, Source Creator, to provide me the highest universal protection using a source white light pyramid over my surrounding landscape for all of today, over my home and building for all of today, you can call that in. So this is one way of, again, working with etheric geometry, working in a higher plane than the physical, and this is something that may benefit you and may ensure that your space is protected. So that is working with etheric pyramids. Another thing that you can utilize is physical pyramids. Now, personally, I have worked with the 4 and 5-sided pyramids. So that is the tetrahedron is the 4-sided pyramid, And then the pyramids that we see um, around the planet are the five-sided pyramids. Personally, I like to use the tetrahedron. I find it has a very transformational effect, as it is the geometry in Metatron's sacred geometry that is the representation and the geometry in this universe of fire, the element of fire. So it is, for me, I find it is very, very powerful form of pyramid to work with. And again, you don't necessarily need to work with something that is physical. You can imagine yourself that and being protected by this pyramid. And again, that is a four-sided pyramid or a five-sided pyramid that I have worked with personally. I know I have seen many different forms of crystals, for example, Vogel crystals that work with many, many different facets of different numbers of facets. So I personally, I like to use a tetrahedron. Another way that you can protect yourself from these lower vibrational energies is using your Merkaba. So your Merkaba is your light body, and this is something that, for me, I associate very strongly with the mental body. So something that you can do is first start off with a white light sphere of protection, and then within that white light sphere you can imagine a Merkaba, which is two intersecting tetrahedrons, and that is another very, very powerful form of sacred geometry that can assist you in protection energy. So again, if I were to call it in, I would be asking, I would say to myself, I ask God Source, the creator of all things who created us, to project a source white light Merkaba around my energy field for all of today, providing me with the highest universal protection in the best way possible as God Source creator would have it be. Thank you, God. Thank you, Source. Thank you, God Source, the creator of all things who created us. So that is something else that you may want to work with, and these different forms of geometry. So that is a little bit about creating these protection energies for yourself. So another thing that you may feel called to do is, wherever you are, to really enhance the vibration of your space, to enhance the vibration of the entire planet, you may want to provide some kind of clearing, space clearing. So if there is any dark portals or stagnant energies, there may be lost souls, there may be entities that are feeding off of some kind of group of lost souls, right? There may be a network. And again, when you're doing any kind of space clearing or calling in protection and clearing out some of these lower vibrational energies, be mindful that something to look for is these AI entities. And this is something that you as a soul can empower yourself by clearing these, and it will make you feel much, much more free and liberated and able to fulfill whatever your soul's calling is. So if you're doing space clearing or you're doing clearing on yourself, being mindful that you are being sensitive to the fact that there may be these types of AI entities that, again, really what they're doing is they're trying to feed off of light, right? They're trying to feed off of souls, because that is basically the darkness, right? They feed off of fear or anger and any of the lower vibrational energies. So being mindful that you're also doing what makes you joyful, singing a song that makes you smile and dance, and doing things that really raise your vibration, spending time in nature. These are going to help you also as well. So again, with the space clearing, something that you can look for is clearing out any lost souls. These can be earthbound spirits that have not fully crossed over to the light, so they're stuck here on this plane and they need help. You may find dark portals that may have been opened, and those can be closed down. So if you're working with God, Source, if you're working with any of the Archangels, like Archangel Michael, you can ask Archangel Michael to close down those dark portals. If you do find any type of scalar wave technology that is of the dark and that's being used by the dark, any kind of archon scalar technologies, this is also a form of implant that, or like a tracker implant that may be placed on an environment, a space, and that is something that you can also ask God to clear. So I hope that covers it. And if you are again trying to clear them, how do I clear my space from entities? So I would say I ask God Source to take this AI entity and safely relocate it to whoever Source would intend it to be relocated to at this time. It does not belong here. It is not allowed in my space. It is not allowed in my universe. And by the power of God, Source, Creator that I am, I command that the darkness is never allowed in my space, because that is my free will. And you can command, if you are feeling like there's interference, you tell the Creator that you are feeling that there's interference, and you command that the darkness leave, okay, that they're not allowed in your space. If you've been tricked into allowing these types of entities in your space, you have to really command and step into your power and command them to leave, and that is your free will choice. So be powerful, be strong in doing this, and together we are clearing this realm. We're clearing ourselves and each other of this type of interference from these lower vibrational energies, these entities, the AI, the negative ET groups, as I mentioned, the type of like AI reptilian and gray entities and energies. And again, this is not something to cause any fear. It's simply we have to just be mindful of that, just so that if you're feeling a certain way and you're not aware of what the origin of this emotion is, it may be, you may be thinking, why am I feeling like controlled or trapped? Why do I feel like this? And this may be the cause. I'm not saying that that's the case with everyone, but as someone who has provided the service of entity release, I know that it is almost certain that in this incarnation you do have attachments. It's almost certain. So be very, very mindful. Protection is so important. Protection is so important that it should be something integrated into your day, so that you really, at first thing really and when you wake up and you really anchor in the reality that you're amplifying and expressing, ensuring that you are protected, so that there is no interference in terms of these types of lower vibrational energies. So again, that is a little bit more about space clearing,